Excellent. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Cool, I'm live. Oh, I didn't drink any water. Not a problemo. I've got one. Drop a comment, say hi once you're here. I'm just going to grab my water from the front room. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I left my water in the other room. Oh, just splat water everywhere. That's not the best thing, is it? Hey, Sam, I'm going to guess that is Liz. I can't see your name. Let's have a look. Let's go on here so I can see everybody. So I can see everyone. Let's just go on here. Oh, no, it's Sarah Shuttle. Hello, my darling. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm quite excited because I think this one, I can't even remember. I was trying to think when I did this. I know it was last year. And Reels has changed quite a bit. Functionality has changed quite a bit. So I'm going to dive back in Toolkit today and just make sure that you're up to as up to date as you can be with all the tools that we've got. Hey, Jeanette. But it's changed a lot. Was it August? I can't remember. I cannot remember how long ago. Julia, hello, darling. How are you? You've been experimenting with balloons and slow-mo. Cool. I was just having a little fiddle around in there just now to see if there's anything like literally new from the weekend, because they're bringing a lot of stuff out. So one of the things I need to kind of fill you in on, and this may help you to understand a little bit about why everything's gone a bit pear-shaped recently, is when Instagram releases new features, that's when it gets super glitchy. So if you've noticed, like some of the stuff that people have been saying is some of their scheduled content, for example, from Creator Studio or Business Suite, has not been either not been scheduling or has been scheduling without text, without caption. It's a really kind of traditional glitch. There's been a few people that have said that they've been banned for no apparent reason. Again, another glitch. When this happens, it's generally when a new feature is about to drop. So I think this is going to go on for a little while, because what they're going to do is they're going to continually update Reels. It's no secret that Reels doesn't have the same functionality that TikTok has, and that's why they brought out Instagram Reels. It's the rival to TikTok, because they're aware that TikTok took a lot of traffic away from Instagram and went over to TikTok. So Instagram, of course, they've done it before with Snapchat. They produced something on the gram that's a similar kind of feature, but it's not quite up to speed yet. There's, it's definitely catching up. The difference between now and the last time I ran the Creative Challenge is massive. There's a lot more features now which are really helpful for you guys, and that will just continue. Like that will just ever continue. Like literally in the last few days, I've seen the green screen come up, which is great. I'm going to use that in this week. So I think that's a really helpful thing for most people. But yeah, it is definitely on catch up. So if you start to see lots of glitching and things, like hold fast. It's because they're trying to keep up and they're trying to catch up. And I think at some point they will. I think they will catch up, and it will have as good a functionality as TikTok has, but it is going to take them a little while to do that. So that comment always makes me giggle whenever I see it, the thick as mince. It's hilarious. Just seeing if I can see. Jess Baker, good morning. Good morning, Kimberly. Morning, Joanne. Making sure I'm saying hello. Yes, cannot edit for longer than a minute. Took me about 45 minutes really. Yeah. So we're going to address some things. The idea is I'm going to do this with you. This is around the creativity side of things for the next 3 days. I want you, because I know that most people have come back to me and said, like, I've got no freaking idea. I don't know what I'm doing. but it's from like a creativity point of view. Now, if you haven't signed up, because in the group and you're just jumping in, and tech is your issue, so you need, you know, buttons and stuff. I am going to do a quick walkthrough this morning, just so everybody's up to speed. But tech-wise, there is like a tech toolkit inside the main hub, so you can go and have a look at that. But I want to really talk for the next few days around just creativity, because I know for most of you, you're all business owners, you all want to stand out. Most of you don't want to do the cringy pointing, dancing, or whatever, and that's cool. You don't have to. There are lots and lots of ways in which you can use Reels to showcase your business that is completely unique to you, and in ways that you feel is as comfortable as you can be, because I know that some people on video is really not comfortable. So I want to help you in the creativity zone this week, these next few days. So anything that you need or want, then just let me know. Like, there is a thread, I popped one in there last night just to see what's going on, and I'm happy to kind of dive in and out and answer questions and stuff like that. So just to let me know, it's fine. When will I get the green screen? The answer is I don't know. You might already have it. It's not very well, it's in a weird place. Like, it's in a really weird place. And I found something else this morning that's in a really weird place too. So that it's not very easy to navigate. So we're going to cover some of this stuff today. But I want to just kick off with going through a bit of a walkthrough on your phone, just to refresh you, just so you know what you're doing. And at the end of each day, I'm going to give you some sort of homework. And this is just homework to kind of nudge you in the creativity zone and give you some ideas and things that you can think about and things that you can do. You don't have to do a reel. It'd be good if you did. Because the more you do them, the faster you'll get at them, the easier they will become, and the more creative you'll become. So doing them is definitely something I would encourage you to do. But I get that for some people, getting in front of video is fucking terrifying. And we can work with that. There's little workarounds for those of us that are camera shy or introvert or any of those kinds of things. So don't worry too much. I can't see most of the names on here. You have to check at the top of the post. Can you see this? No, you can't. When you've got a moment just for the rest of the week, see where it says there, click the Streamlard thing. If you click that, I'll be able to see who you are. But I've got my phone in hand anyway, so it's all good. Now, Reels, real quick overview. What is Instagram Reels? I had a few questions like that over the last few days. Instagram Reels is just up to 30 seconds worth of video content that you have on your account. Okay. Now they sit in it's a bit like, the best way I can describe it is they're a little bit like Instagram stories. The difference being your stories exist, you know, in the circles at the top, right? That's where your stories exist. And your stories disappear after 24 hours, right? They're filmed in the portrait mode, the vertical mode. Okay. Reels is the same, filmed in vertical, portrait mode, whatever. However, they don't exist on your stories unless you put them there. They actually exist on your main feed, okay, on your main thing. Let me turn this down a bit more so you can see. And Instagram has created various different little kind of icons just above your main tiles. And your second one is your Reels one, and that's where they exist. All right, they don't disappear after 24 hours. They can exist on this tab alone, or they can exist as well on your main feed, because you can share them to your main feed, which I would absolutely suggest that you do. Okay, because you'll get more traction from them when you look at them here, because a lot of people don't know to tap this button to look at your Reels, but that's where they all exist. So if you're doing Reels and you've posted one and you look at it and think, oh my God, I can't find it, where has it gone? It's going to be there, right? It's going to sit in this file here. Oh, I just like my own post. But ultimately, that's what Reels is. Now, yes, you can add music to them or sound. I prefer to say sound, because not all of it is music. Some of it is just sounds, sound effect. But in the same sense, you can just be talking too. I want you to kind of simplify probably all the craziness that is going on in your head around, oh, I've got to make it this, or I've got to make it that, or it's got to be super professional, or it's got to be funny, or it's got to be, you know, me dancing around, or whatever, you know, you've got to look like Jane Fonda. Like, no, it hasn't got to be any of those things. It can be anything you want that you can fit into a 30-second video. That's what I want you to get into your head, okay? Because from a creativity point of view, that's going to help you with understanding what you're going to put in it. All right. I know that this is a big issue for lots and lots of people. So reels. So that's what they are. 30 seconds worth of video. That is it. They exist on the feed. They don't exist on stories, but they're filmed in a very similar way. Okay. Now, the way that you get to them is from your main feed. You've got a plus sign at the top, and you can hit that, and that will give you all the options that you might want. And reels is down at the bottom. Failing that, if you hit the house, so you go to your main feed. Again, you can hit the plus sign at the top, and you can surf across, and you can hit reels there, and that will bring you into the reels functionality. All right. So we'll stay here because we're in, and this is inside reels. Okay. Now your main recording button is obviously here. This down here is your camera roll button, the same as it would be for stories. So anything that you have filmed outside of your phone that exists on your camera roll can be put into reels if you want to. So say you've been, I don't know, you're at a show. I know we're not at the moment, but I'm just using my brain. Like, well, you're at a show and you've been filming something or other, or you found some great merchandise and you took a video of it. You could upload, you could trim it and upload that video into your reels, whack some music on top of it and some whatever, gifts, whatever, right? You can totally do all those kinds of things too. It's the same as stories. If it exists in your camera roll, you can bring it into reels, right? But let's just say we're not going to do that. We're going to film something now, like right now. So this is your main button. And to stop and start this, yeah, just as you can see, it's recording and start, it's done there. Once you do that, this is the most simplistic thing. This is without even going into some of the buttons. But you've just recorded something. I've hit the button by accident. You're like, oh my God, I didn't even want that bit. It's shit, right? So look at these two arrows. The one back, if you want to go back and review what you've just done, let me turn this down. You can hit that button and here's what we just did. If you don't like it, there's a delete button. If it's too long, you can trim it, okay? So we can delete or trim. I'm going to delete this one off. Do you want to discard it? Yes, easy peasy, okay? Now, in these functions on the side here, the top one is your timer. Now, this should say 15 seconds. If you tap it, it will turn it into 30 seconds, depending on how much time you want. My advice is always go in 30 seconds because you could do a really fantastic reel that happens to run over by 15.1 seconds and you'll lose that in bit. Whereas if you had filmed it in the 30 seconds, it would have stayed. All right. So I always record in the higher amount, even if my intention is only to do 15 seconds, just in case there's a slight blend of time, right? So that's how you change from 15 to 30 seconds. Next one down is obviously your music. Now, I know that this is a real ball ache for lots of you because I know that lots of you don't have music, and there are some workarounds to that. All right. And I'll cover that at some point. But here is your music options, okay? All the music inside of here. You can search for music if you know what you want. This will kind of populate based upon some of the things that you have already done. The saved section is anything that's saved. You can save sounds as well, and I'll certainly show you how to do that because you're going to want to start collating a kind of a bucket of goodies that you can tap back into as and when you want to. But ultimately, this is your sound. And this is where you would select the sound that you want. Now here, where it says 1x in the middle, when you film, 1x is filmed in normal time, in normal speed, okay? If you tap it, you're going to get some choices, right? So you've got 0.3x, 0.5x, 1x, 2x, and 3x, okay? Now, do you know when you see these videos of people moving slightly quicker than normal, or when they're trying to lip sync and they're talking it looks like they're moving or they're talking a little bit quicker. It's because what they've done is they filmed themselves in the 2x. So the 2x and the 3x slow down the sound that you're using, or will film you at a slower rate. So when it plays back in normal time, you'll be moving a lot faster. Okay. This is how over on TikTok people learn the funky dances and stuff, because you can slow down the video, so you slow down their dancing and you can see what's what. Or in the same sense, if you can do it from a lip sync, say you're trying to lip sync something that's quite complicated, that's how they would do it. Now, in the same sense, the 0.3 and the 0.5 has the opposite effect. Okay, so if you want to do something and then in real time it slows you down rather than speeds you up, that's what you'd use. Okay, so you can use this to your creativity as much or as little as you like. All right, but for the most part, you're probably just going to leave it at 1x. Now, the next one down is your smiley face, same as what you have on stories. Icons are really similar. Go onto your effects and it will bring up this section here that you can maneuver yourself through. And this is, again, this is the same as stories. You can add filters in to do all kinds of weird and wonderful things. Okay. Have a play with them. Use them as you wish. You can use multiple lenses or filters in one reel. Okay. You would just record in one, press the stop button, change the filter, record again, press the stop button, change the filter, record again. So you could blitz yourself through various different filters. If you wanted to go down that creativity route, that would be fine. But there's lots and lots of ones to do. And for those that are looking for green screen is in here. It's one of the ways that you can find it, and it's this one. Hang on, there. Okay, the green one. And what it's going to ask you to do, add media at the top. So you click that, add media, and it can be image or video, and it will, can I turn the camera around? It will place, see how far I am, it will place the video in the green section behind, whilst you can see me at the beginning here, right? If I bring myself forward, it might be a bit bigger. There you go. So that's how you get yourself, see, I'm here. Yeah, can you see? That's how you get green screen. Green screen is cool. We're going to probably do green screen tomorrow, and I'll give you some ideas around green screen and how you can use that. There's a ton of different ways we can do it. But that's your filters, right? If you don't want any filters, just tap the little X and it will remove the filters for you, okay? Now, this one down the bottom is going to be your best friend. It's the timer. And the timer one is the one that makes everything slick. It's the one that avoids you or being seen of you going forwards and touching the bloody screen every 5 seconds to start and stop the video. Your timer is and will become your absolute best friend. So when you tap the timer, it'll come up like this. And what it's asking you to do, it's asking how long do you want to be recording for at this time, in this segment, in this particular piece, okay? And what you would do, let's say you want the first 5 seconds. So you drag your red thing over to when it says 5 seconds here, and then you click set timer, and now it's only going to record for 5 seconds. But the great thing about it is if you touch this, it's going to give you a countdown too, so you can get in position. And now it starts recording, and it will stop in 5 seconds. And it stopped, okay? So again, then you would go back. You want a different segment. Go back to your timer. And again, you want another 5 seconds. So you drag it along. So now it says 5 to 10 seconds, okay? Same thing. Hit this, going to give you a countdown, get yourself into position, and it will continue to record, all right? So this is how you'll see slick transitions. It's how you'll see people recording from sitting, you know, they're sitting in their chair and you haven't seen them touch the screen. This is how you see, you know, makeup tutorials, or, you know, just different things, different outfit changes, different products being built, just showcasing different bits and pieces, okay? That's how they do it. And again, there's 2 segments now in this particular reel. If I click the backwards arrow, at the bottom, there are 2 different segments. Now, if I was unhappy with any of those, I could go back and tap delete it or trim it. Okay, so I could delete that off and it just takes me back to the first one. All right, so there's always kind of options for you to figure things out as and when you need them. Now, one of the things I was playing around with this morning, which wasn't available last time but is available now, is what will happen is, so let's say there's lots of kind of transitional type stuff. Does everybody know what I mean by transition? Let me know if you don't. But transitional stuff can sometimes mean that you film a part of it. So let's say you film a part of it in your dressing gown. If you watch any of my stuff, you probably caught me in my dressing gown, right? In your dressing gown, and then you go off and you have a shower and you put your face on or whatever, and then you come back and you film the next piece of your reel. Now, what you couldn't do before was stick it in your drafts and come back to it. But you can do it now, but it's just not really obvious on how you can do that. So let's say you're a cake maker and you're filming the segments of how you build your cake. This would be a great option for that. Again, say you're someone that does makeup, same option for that. Someone that is showing growth of an email list, you want to stop and start it, same thing for that. Like, it can be used in a variety of different ways across all different niches and different businesses, right? So what we're going to do is we've got one segment, we've done one segment, we've recorded that bit, that's me in my dressing gown doing my stuff, right? I've got to go off and have a shower, right? And then I'll come back and do the rest, okay? You've probably seen stuff, I've done stuff like this before. So I'm going to press the forwards arrow because this is kind of signifying to Reels that you're done with that bit. I'll come back and show you some of these buttons in a minute. Click the forwards arrow again. And what you're going to do is you're going to save to drafts, which is just down there. And that piece is now saved. Now, to get it back so that you can add stuff to it, you're going to go to your main profile. You're going to go to your Reels button. Okay, so let's drag it up. And you've now got a draft section here. Okay. Go into drafts, find the one that you was just playing with, go to edit. Okay, let me go back so I didn't show you that. I was going way too fast. I'm here. So edit is up here. Edit, okay, and it looks like this, right? So we want to add another section to it, okay? You actually want to go to this button here, the camera. Hang on. And it brings you in. As you can see, the section you recorded previously is still there. You've only recorded a small part of it. You've still got a load of time left. And you can come back in, press your button again, and it'll add more to the screen. So say this is me. I've come out the shower now, and I've got wet hair, and I'm just about to put my makeup on, all right? So I need a bit of time. So again, I'm going to press the arrow forwards. Okay, it's done that. There's section 1, and here's section 2 that we've just filmed. Again, circle on the front, stick it back in the drafts until you need it again. Okay, and like I say, that wasn't available the last time I did this and showed you guys this, but it's a really, really valuable tool. It's a really valuable tool. Like, some of the most insane things that I've seen, like really cool things that I've seen, is someone that's just taken a clip of themselves, a 2-second clip, for, I don't know, 2 weeks of doing some sort of cleanse, or I don't know, of just doing something that spans the time, or the different kind of makeup styles that they've done, or different hairstyles, or I don't know, you know what I mean? And they just add it up and add it up and add it up until it's completely full, and then they release it, and you just get these all little clips of their life, which is, you know, which works wonders and is amazing. So that's a really good thing of doing that. All right, so all your drafts will exist here, and I would suggest that you kind of use drafts. Now, I use drafts in the sense of, if I hear a sound that I like, and it's almost, if I hear a sound that I like and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can utilize that, I like that, I might video myself in response to that sound, doing whatever I need to do, and then I'll stick it in drafts until I need it. Now, a really good example of this is yesterday I posted about banned hashtags. Now, the actual video for that was recorded 2 weeks ago, and I just didn't know what to do with it. So what I did, the dum dum dum, that one, right? It's on my page. You'll see it. And then yesterday, I thought, actually, I'm going to share about hashtags because it's relevant to our lesson today. And I just brought that in. So with me hitting the screen, every time I hit the screen, I tell you a piece of information, and then it brings it out. So that's kind of what I use drafts for. And what it means is to get you into a bit of a flow, because I know that some of you are struggling from a time frame point of view. I section out creative time. And so I just record the bits and pieces that I want, and they all just go in drafts. And it means that I can drip feed the content out across however long that I have. And I don't have to record every day. So you will have seen my content. I don't care if I look like this. I don't care if I'm fresh out the shower. I don't care if I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. I don't care. But I know that some people do. So this is a great way that if you want to just put your makeup on and have a day of different recording, if you content plan and do a day of recording, you can change your outfit multiple times or whatever, whack everything in your drafts and then bring it back out as you need to. All right. So that's that bit. I can see some questions. I will come out and show you. But I want to just show you these last little kind of functionality pieces in here. So let's just do a little bit of a record. Okay, done. Forwards. So recorded a bit, but just at the top here, similar things to your stories. Okay, so the sticker button, same as usual, right? Exactly the same as usual. GIFs, you know I love a GIF. Love a GIF. And the good thing about GIFs is you can pin them, which is great. Which means you could pin them to your face. If you were moving your face around and the GIF will follow you, you can pin it, right? You could do that, which is fine. I'm hoping at some point, I have seen some people do it, but it doesn't seem to want to do it for me. I'm hoping that they allow you to set some sort of timer on them, because I know that someone's question at some point, any minute now, is going to say to me, how do you make the text pop up and down? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. But I'm just going to move this out of the way, because we don't want this. And if you don't want a GIF, you should be able to move it. I don't quite know why mine is doing that, but that's okay. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I think my phone's gone. I think my phone's gone bang. Let's just do it again. Let's just start again. Coming in. Let's do a record. Boom. Next. Okay. So that's your GIFs one. Stickers, GIFs, any of that cool stuff that you want on there. Perfecto. Squiggly line is your pencil as usual. You know, okay, does the same thing that you want. Does it do the whole, it does the whole black hat thing. Do we know the whole black hat thing that we use on stories? Let me just go back. So let's just say, excuse me, you do a reel and you want to stick a frame or something around it. Same trick I used to teach you on stories, same thing. So let's choose a sexy color. Go down to the color wheel, hold your finger on it. Hopefully you know this little trick too. Okay, my purple is usually a little darker, so I have to kind of hover around. So if you put your finger on and hold, it should black it out for you. Same trick happens and works on stories. But let's just say we want to frame this out a little bit. So we're going to go up to the eraser. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to edge that out. So now you've got kind of a bit of a crazy frame to sit around your reels if you want it. Yeah. This is really about just experimenting. The same thing that you do with stories. And yes, I'm going to do another stories challenge soon because I haven't done one in forever. And I know that people still struggle with it. But anyway, you can use that. So that's what your pencil's for. And your text button. Right. So let's write some text, shall we? And lots of people are going to say, how do you make it pop up and down? Same text function, same text option as you get on stories. Scroll across the bottom and you'll get different kind of fonts. Yeah. Across the top, this will be your color wheel. Depending on what you want to do, it's entirely up to you. Let's do that. Now, I want, you can't really see it very well. I want something you can see. Hang on. There we go. So that to black it out, you can't see it at the moment, but it's behind. Next to your color wheel will change the font, right? So we can change it so you can see it. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so we can see it. So you pinch effect, that works still here. Now down the bottom, right? This is how you're going to make your text pop up and down if you want to, okay? So we're going to select, if you take it off, nothing's, like, there's nothing for you to change, okay? You need to tell Insta which piece of your text, if you've got multiple text on here, that you want to change or you want to set on a timer. So you select the one that you want and this lovely white box appears around your video recording. Now let's just say we only want this to kind of pop up, cut the seconds in, and only maybe for a second. So same thing like you did with your timer, you're just going to shrink it down, okay? And then once that's done, that should now, wait for it, ta-da! And that's how you do it. Pop it on and off, okay? And if it's too quick, tap it again. Let's just drag that out a little further. Tap it off, a bit longer, okay? And you can have multiple texts, and what will happen is, let's do another one. Let's do a different word so we know what it is. Okay, so let's do this one at the top. Okay, vibes. So now you can see there are two. You've got hello at the beginning and vibes. So vibes is highlighted. So let's just do vibes after hello pops up. Yeah. So hello, vibes. Hello, vibes. Okay. So that's how you make your text pop up and down. And once you're done, click your forward arrow and this will take you to this screen. Okay. Are we good? Let me read some comments before we put that, because the next, this is like your overview. The tech toolkit will help you with some of this stuff, but I wanted to make sure we're all fired. We all know roughly what we're doing, and I want to give you just some simplistic stuff. I want to hit you with a creativity idea today that should be the simplest one for you to do. It should be, and I want you just to go off and have a go. And remember, right? Anything that you do, and this goes across anything that you do that you fucking hate, you can delete it. Okay, there's no big deal. You are not Kim Kardashian that all of a sudden has just announced that she's getting divorced from Kanye, right? Eyes are not on you majorly. You can very easily delete something that you thoroughly hate. I really encourage you not to do that because you might be very surprised at the feedback that you get back. All right, so just, I'm going to put that out there. Let me read this. Okay. Even though you did the reels with you last year, you still learn. Yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted to bring this back, because a lot of it has changed. There's a lot more people using them. There's a lot more people inquiring about them, and there's just a bit more functionality. So I thought, do you know what? Let's just bring back a creative challenge. I know lots of people are struggling. I know lots of people in my content engine have been asking about the creativity side of things. So I wanted to come back and do this. I just found it here. Fix button on the left. Yeah, it's cool. There is a different way, actually. I didn't show you, of finding green screen. So if you go into your reels, open a reel. If you open up open your reels, go to your camera roll. It actually is there. It's the button's there as well. So you can get to it from two different ways. So there's two different ways of finding green screen. They are hiding stuff in here very cheekily, but I got you covered. It's fine. Yeah, no problem. Drafts are very cool. I use them a lot. Yeah, the thing, we're not quite sure we know that the algorithm has given priority to reels, but we're not quite sure what else is going on with it. What I've also sort of seen and discovered, and I'm sure someone actually commented about this in the thread that we had in the group yesterday, is hashtags and reels. I'm still massively tweaking around with that to see what's going on with that. It doesn't help that there are no insights at the moment with regards to reels. That is a complete pain in the ass. So yeah, it does just depend. It will heavily depend on timing and engagement, as with everything else on Insta. And it may just be maybe not as hot a topic as you might think, perhaps. I don't know. But Diane, send me the two. Send them over. I can have a look for you. Yeah, like yeah. It was an intentional. I knew I had to do something because I'm going to talk to you about this in a moment. It was intentional. I knew I didn't, obviously, I'd have just recorded something else if I didn't have a backup. But having stuff in your drafts means that if you're feeling shit, you're looking shit, you don't really want to get up and do anything, but you know you want to put a piece of content out, you can dive into your drafts, drag something out, stick some text over it or whatever you want to do, and you've got content. Love draft save section for stealing music and effects. Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I feel like we're searching for music. This is one of my things, right? So I collect stuff. Like, I'm a serial hoarder of social media stuff. That goes for like downloads, memes, and now it's all about sounds and techniques and tricks and stuff. So I'm a serial hoarder of stuff, and this is a really good thing, because one of the things that I would suggest that you do is, if you want to get really involved with reels, is start spending just a few minutes on the reels section of Instagram. So if you just go into your main page, yeah, and at the middle button is now reels, and that's all you'll see is reels. I would suggest that you spend a few minutes every day just going through and finding things that you like, whether it's from an inspiration point of view, whether it's from a sound point of view, because you can go to the three dots and you can save them. Okay, that's now saved. Go to your profile, 3 lines at the top, go to saved. That's now saved in an album for you to go back and have a look at if you want to. Okay, so you can bank some of this information up. However, the other cool thing you can do is you can pinch other people's audio sounds, right? So you can, hang on, you can tap on someone's sound and it'll be the rotating thing at the bottom. So you can tap on that and it'll come here, and you can either use audio. This is possibly one of the workarounds that you might be able to use if you don't have music. You can use the audio and it'll take, if you press that, it'll take you straight into record the reel, or you can save the audio and it will save into your saved music section. And I would highly suggest that you start doing that, because it will help you from your creative point of view. Okay, to do those. So yes, this is perfect. Where am I? Yeah, Jess, like, I'm not going to lie, my creative days, I have the best day. Like, I have the best day. If I could do 5 days a week of just pure creation, I would, because I'd have a freaking ball. Like, I love it. But I get that most businesses, including my own, that just doesn't work. It's not feasible, right? But we still need to be creative. And you can just bundle this all in together. It doesn't have to be all reels. It can be doing some of your other stuff, email writing, content writing. It can be your reels. It can be YouTube recording. It can be podcast. But just bundle it all in together. And sometimes when you just step into that creative mindset, it's way more helpful, right? It's way more helpful. Hang on, let me move down, because I've just clocked that we're at 38 minutes and I try to keep these as short as possible. So add text and so you add text. You add text and everything on the top of the segment is just like you're doing stories. Exactly, perfect. Also, where do people find the voice clips from? Okay, I'll be dead honest with you here. These are coming from TikTok. A lot of what you will see on Reels is actually coming from TikTok. And it goes back purely because TikTok's functionality at the moment is a lot better than Reels. So that's why. But if you've heard one, I've just showed you how to steal it from someone. So you do that. Stories, yes, I'm going to do that. Can you show me where the drafts are again? Yeah. So hang on, let's just come out. Go to your main page. Go to your Reels button, and your drafts are just there. Yeah, they're just there, darling. So that's where they are. Yeah, this is a ball ache. I would have thought they'd have rolled all of this out by now, but obviously they haven't. So make sure your app is up to date, obviously, and that it's a waiting game, I'm afraid. You can still do them if you have it on a different profile, perhaps. You could load them in just as just video content on your normal feed if you want to, but they won't get anywhere near the amount of juice as you would do if it was a reel. Yeah, very annoying. Sorry, Sam, when did you say you can nick other people's audio? So let's do this again. So say you want one of my audios, right? So you want mine. So here's my hashtag one that I did yesterday. So this was actually recorded a couple of weeks ago, and I just stuck the words on top of it to make it useful for what I needed, okay? And I'll tell you why I did this content, because I'm going to ask you to do the same. But say you want my sound. So go to the rotating thing at the bottom, tap it, okay? You can use audio. So if you use audio, it brings you into the reels. Or if we go back, you can save it for later. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Now, why did I choose that reel to put out yesterday? I did it because hashtags for me is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get in my business. And it hasn't changed in 5 years, right? So hashtags is the pain point for me that everyone asks me. And it's what I refer to as one of the sexy things that part of my marketing can include, because almost everybody wants to understand and almost everybody has no frigging idea how to use them. So whenever I put something out around hashtags, generally I see an increased rate of engagement because I know that it's a major pain point for my audience. Now, you guys must have something similar to that. And that's what I want you to really think about today in the creative zone, all right? I want you to think of something value-based, something that's useful, that you can share with your audience that talks directly about a pain point. So Janet's on here. She's a stylist. She's my stylist. And let's say her major pain point, most of her clients, is I can't see my waist. So what she could do is pop her video up and do a reel very quickly around how to use a belt to increase your waist, or how to put clothes together that would increase your waist, as an example. It could be, we've got Joanne on here, who is, I was going to say Tai Chi, but that's not right, is it? Shiatsu, no, that's not right either. You know who we are. She's, why has my brain gone dead, Joanne? Help me out. She's medicine and acupuncture and all of those kinds of things. And one of the last things that we spoke about on a one-to-one with her was showing them very quickly a couple of acupuncture points around hot flushes. So that would be one of her major pain points, right? Oh, I was right, Shiatsu, yeah, good. Who else do I have on here that I know pretty well? Diane Murray. So she runs a digital marketing agency for small business owners. And again, she could use something similar to what I've got. It could be that hashtags is a problem for her. So she could share something along the lines of, I don't know, the top 3 things you're getting wrong around hashtags. And that could be hers. So I want you to kind of think about your main pain point in your business, one of the hot topics that you know you can really easily talk about in 30 seconds and try to create a reel out of it. And always remember, if you're one of these people that isn't so keen about being on video, remember you have more than one video on your phone. You have the one that faces you and the one that is away from you. So let's just say Janet doesn't actually want to be on video with her clothing. She could be filming the clothing and showing you the clothing options on how you could wear them and why you'd put these 2 pieces together, or why these colors might clash, or whatever. So she could film it from a bird's eye view if she didn't want to be on the camera. Okay, so always remember that if you're an introvert, if you struggle with being on video, there are well, I've actually got 3 cameras in my phone, but there are cameras on the front and the back. Okay, so you can do those. So that's your work for day 1. We'll be back in tomorrow. We're going to do some green screen stuff tomorrow. Okay, because I want to get you showing things in a slightly different way, from a different creative stance tomorrow. So again, be thinking about if you could come up with a few different areas, easy areas, your sexy point areas that you can fix very easily with your audience, the things that your audience really struggle with, and we can pluck out of those as the next few days go by, and we'll just get your creative juices flowing when it comes to reels, because actually they are really easy. Like once you get your head around it, and I know that we have been, for most of us, we have been heavily brainwashed in macro content, big content, write good copy, write a decent Facebook post, write an email. This is all macro content, big content. Reels is micro content. You got to learn how to break it up into smaller pieces. All right. So have a think about all these tiny little issues that you know you can fix and you can help with, and that your audience really want to see. And let's see what we can do. Yeah. I'm going to be in the group this whole time. So any questions you like, please let me know. Replay viewers on this, hit me up with the questions and I'll come in and answer them as I can. Traditional Chinese medicine, yeah. I knew what I wanted to say. My lips just wouldn't say it. I'm going to magic knickers for my first reel. Perfect. Perfect. Making something mindset useful. So many people use captions. Never thoughts. Yeah, Jess, that could be good. That could be really good. If you're good with the text side of things, then that could be really quite good. Give that a bash. And I'm dead keen, like send them to me. Tag me in your comments, whatever it is that you want to do. I'd love to see them. Like I'd love to see what you get up to. And remember, there's no right or wrong. These don't have to look professional. You'll make it unique by you. Like you are the only unique thing out there. We are not reinventing the fucking wheel here. The only thing that is unique about you and your business is you. So by you showing up and sharing your thoughts on their pain points, that makes it unique all by itself. Okay. So try not to get all caught up on that kind of stuff. Tomorrow should be shorter. Today's obviously quite long because I wanted to do a very quick walkthrough. Yeah, crack the nut, definitely. Storytelling structures for TED Talks. Do that. There'll be different structures. And remember, this is micro content. Just give them a tiny point that you can share. This is definitely Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs. This is you creating breadcrumbs. You are not creating the fucking castle at the end, all right? This is the breadcrumbs leading people to your profile and thus hopefully converting them into leads. And we will do a CTA session, a call to action session, because I know that lots of people struggle with this, probably Wednesday. All right. So again, make sure we've got those pain points, make sure we've got things that we can answer, because this will help you with your content. I'm going to give this a go tonight. I want to focus on IBS and gut health. Good, cool. I can help that. I'd love to see that one. But yeah, I hope you found it useful. Like I say, any questions, let me know. Put your stuff in the group if you want to. You have free reign today or this week to put your content in the group. Because normally we don't allow it, but you can on this occasion, because I'd love to see it. And I'm sure other people would like to see it too. So tag me. I want to see it. If not, same time tomorrow. Have an awesome day. See you later.